All right, guys, here goes part 2 of parts. My GoPro battery died, and I was probably about 3/4 of the way through this, so now I get to start over and beat the rain. It's getting ready to rain here in a minute, so I'm going to try to get through this. So we'll get started right here. I've already done the video for the other side. So I'm going to start out here. I've got some stereo equipment here that I'm going to end up putting in this car because it's here, it's free, I don't have to pay for it. This is a radio that I got give to me. Replaced a radio in a guy's Corvette, like a 70-something Corvette. And he gave me his old one, and this still works, and it's actually still pretty nice. I got a pair of Sony Explode 6.5-inch speakers. Don't know where I got those. They've been in my drawer for years. And then I have a brand new pair of Kicker 3.5s. I think I'll put the 6.5s in the deck, and the 3.5s I'll build a little piece out of wood that'll fit behind the factory speaker reel and put the 3.5 together, one on each side. And that's pretty much how I'm going to do the sound system. Now I'm going to put the radio inside the glove box. I've got a new glove box liner here that I've probably had for 10 or 12 years in the house, so it's kind of dingy, but it'll clean up. You know, I'm just going to pretty much put the radio down inside the glove box liner and try to figure out how to attach it from the bottom or something to make it stay. But anyway, so we'll still have a little pocket off to the side so you can, you know, put your insurance card in there or whatever. But anyway, so that's the sound system. But here's something that I'm going to do that I normally wouldn't do, but I'm kind of got to because I don't have the money to spend, so this is what I'm going to do. This is a brand new Holley 7 PSI mechanical fuel pump, but this is actually the small, I think this is like 1/4-inch inlets and outlet. So this is like for a small fuel line, like for 5/16. Now I'm putting a 305 in the car, so I think 5/16 would probably be plenty for a 305, even though that Monte Carlo has 3/8 fuel line on it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use 5/16 because I have a brand new pump here. The sending unit that's in the car, my cousin gave me from his car, and it's a 5/16 and it's brand new. So, and the fuel line is already on the car's 5/16. So I'm just going to leave it at 5/16 basically. And that way I don't have to buy anything. So brand new fuel pump and I'm good to go. But anyway, I got some dash knobs here. I've got a wiper knob with the cable and everything. It works real nice. I'd already taken all the stuff out and cleaned it up several months back, but anyway, I ended up using Bel Air bezels on these because I don't have the clear, which was a 210-55. These indicators are just clear plastic, and the Bel Airs had the chrome bezel with the black plastic insert, and I just like it better, and I had a brand new set of those here, so that's what I decided to use on the car because they're free and they're here. Now here's the stuff that I actually love. This is all chrome parts, and every one of these is from a different car. I've rat-holed this stuff from different cars through the years, and had them in a big tote. So when I went to do this car, I just kind of picked the best of everything. But here's a heater control for deluxe heater, which I'm changing this car to the deluxe. This bezel is very nice for an original, and I put new levers on it and new control knobs and stuff, and polished the lens and put it all back together. But the other thing you can do to these that some people may not know, the switch, your electric switch, it has fold-over tabs on it. You can bend those back with a little bitty tiny flat blade screwdriver and pull the back off that. All it is contacts in there, and you can clean them up and then put some new dielectric grease in there, and it'll work like brand new. Those, you'll be surprised of how much green corrosion's in there when you take that apart. So don't replace that with a brand new $30 or $40 switch, just clean up your old one. So I have a new speedo lens in this, and I've put a new indicator sticker on for the fuel, and I have a new one on the temp gauge too. I have the capillary tube is actually still in the car. I just undid it out of the back of the speedo and left the gauges hanging down on the dash. But this is a factory capillary tube 55 for a 6-cylinder, so I'm going to end up screwing it back in here to use it. The other thing I found in the house was this gear indicator lens, and this is for a Turbo 350. It's not the original Power Glide one, so that's pretty awesome. So now it'll have the correct lens indicator for the Turbo 350 3-speed. This speaker grill, I'd restored this. This is from another car, and the script's from another car and another bezel. But anyway, I just kind of mix-match parts to make a nice one. But even though this chrome has a little bit of pitting, it's still nicer than what the majority of them that you see when you go, you know, salvage yarding or whatever. Even this, even though it has some pitting, it's still cleaned up pretty good, you know. These are usually like 36 grit sandpaper when you grab them. This one's not too bad at all. This goes right here, and that one goes underneath. But anyway, so those will work good for a driver. And My buddy Scott gave me a 210 horn ring and horn center, and that horn ring it was kind of tweaked a little bit, and I bent around on it without cracking it somehow. But anyway, that thing will clean up very well. It's going to be a nice used one to use. And I have the 210 steering wheel now, which was missing. A buddy of mine, Rick, gave me that one. So I've got glove box doors, ashtrays, all kinds of stuff extra. I've got these from my cousin. These are a hood crest and a trunk crest. These are older reproductions, but the chrome will polish up. These will clean up really nice, so I'll use them on the car. I've got a nice, this is near mint original ashtray for the front seat that goes in the back of the front seat. This is for the people in the back. What I'm going to do is when you open it up, I'm going to put a steel insert in there and drill 2 holes and put 2 USB ports in there and wire them up. And that way, if she has her friends or family in the back seat of the car, they can charge their cell phones back there. Got an extra set of horns somehow. Don't know how I did that, but I'll take it. Hopefully 2 of them work good, but they are just contacts inside you can clean up. But this is something cool. I've had this. I bet I've had this for 20 years. This is a 150 or 210 radio delete plate. These are kind of hard to find. And of course this one needs to be blasted, but at least it's not beat up, and it does have the nuts on the back. But somebody has kind of chopped up that radio a little bit to use a little skinny 2-knob in it. So I'm just gonna put that in there. And it's factory, like if the car was, radio delete, that's what would have been in there. So that's what I'm gonna do. And that'll work out pretty cool. I've got some extra, this is quarter windows. These are really nice, non-foggy originals. There's a pair of them in there, got from Scott. Got all kinds of extra latches and window regulator parts, tracks and stuff. All the stuff I put in this car so the windows do go up and down, but this is just extra stuff. You never know when you're going to need a new handle latch or something, because they get wore out and broke. This is kind of cool. In my attic, I had this in a bag. This is one of those cut-to-fit speedometer cable inserts, and it's super long. So you basically cut it to the length you need. And I have the original Speedo cable housing from this car, but the insert was broken in half. So I'm going to use this inside that and cut it the length I need, so the speedometer will actually work. And I don't have to spend, 20 bucks on a new cable because I've already got one. So I have 2 extra sets of cowl vent knobs, which is a good thing, which I'm going to use these right here because these are pretty clean. These will clean up real nice. The ones that are in the car are ruined. Somebody got across them with a DA sander, and they're all painted. When they painted the dash white, all of that got painted. So I'm just going to use these. These will clean up very well. And then here's another way I'm going to do it to save money. I've done this a couple of times. These are the original door seal plates. There's a pair of them here. But, these things are always rough. I think I have another pair of these in my shed. So I need to get them out and compare and see which ones are better. But anyway, these are over $100 for new ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the original Body by Fisher tag here. And I've got these new ones that I don't even know where I got them. I don't even know what they're for. They're just a little bit bigger than the originals, but they're designed to screw on with like a countersink screw. So I'm just basically going to drill holes and mount these on that, but I'm going to hammer and dolly these out back straight because they're kind of tweaked out. And I'm going to use Raptor liner, like bed liner on those, and then screw these new tags on. So, it's just a good way of saving money. So, got plenty of floor plates for the wire covers or whatever they are that go on the floorboards. We got them from different friends. Access covers in these too. So I've got more than enough. But extra dash part, trims, all kinds of stuff. I've got, that bumper jack is actually from an 80 Regal. And I'm going to use it on this car. I have the lug wrench too, and it actually fits the lug nuts on this car. So I'm going to use that bumper jack because I don't have an original one. And I don't give a crap if it's an original 55 one or not. It's still going to be something that I can use, if I have a flat. But anyway, this is really cool. This is something that I think is really cool. This is the original, I think Western Auto or something, or Otasco, I don't even remember. This is floor mats. And these are the old school ones that go from one side all the way across to the other side. So this is, the one for the rear is in there as well. But this is the front one, and it actually goes over the whole hump all the way across. And I've got front and rears, and they're still pliable and nice. So I'm going to clean those up and use them. Those I found in a 57 4-door Bel Air that was in a guy's barn. And he had like chopped half of the car away, and the seats and stuff was still in the car, and I ended up digging all the crap out of it, and those were underneath it, so they were protected by years of hay and just all kinds of crap on them. But it's amazing, they're still pliable and soft. So I'm going to end up using them in this car. I think that'll be pretty cool. But got tons of extra pieces out here, but well, not tons, but you know what I mean. This is kind of cool. My cousin gave me his old grill and grill surround. The grill surround is an older reproduction. This is just dingy. It will clean up with chrome polish and look like new, because you know the originals usually when you drag them in are pitted, you know. But anyway, his grill, it's an older reproduction, but it's chrome, and that's what happens if you leave it outside. It gets really rusty. So I've got this grill here that came with the 4-door. It's not in that bad a shape. I think I can clean it up pretty good, but it is kind of caved in a little bit. But I have straightened these out before. I have taken the rows that go this way, I've taken these inserts out, and then I can go in there and work these back out straight, and then clean everything up separately, and then bolts, you know, latch it back together. If you've never taken them apart, you have to kind of squeeze these together and pull that out. It's a pain in the butt. It'll take you a few hours, but it's a good way to get in there and clean these. Now, originally, these have like an anodized coating on them. So if you take some paint stripper to your unit when you take it apart, it'll clean up really nice when you go back to polish it. But you got to keep it polished because it will rust out. So, or you can re-clear coat it, whatever you want to do. So this is all extra crap here laying here. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. I'm not throwing it away, I'm just getting it away from this car. I only want to put back in the car what I'm going to use. I got more stuff laying out here. I started going through this while ago and then I quit, but I don't even know what all's down in there. There's lots of little miscellaneous little parts and pieces in there I need to go through, but in that Speedway box is a whole bunch of old original clocks, clock parts, lenses and crap like that. I'm doing a clock delete. I want this car to be like a stripped down version with the original dog dish, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much part 2 of the parts and pieces for the car, and I'm pretty excited. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if I mentioned this because I lost one of my videos because my battery died and I had to start over, but I have these are extra. The seat is in the car and it's bolted down, so it has the sliders on it, but I need to know because I do not remember. This one's lower than these two. What is this out of? I know this Tri-5, but it seems like the hardtops or something take a different bracket. I don't remember. I may not even have the correct ones for my car, so I'd kind of like to know if anybody knows what the difference is in the seat sliders. Because these are tall and this one's kind of short, and it looks like about an inch difference maybe, but I know it's Tri-5. I just don't know what specific Tri-5. But anyway, once I find out, I'll be able to know if I have the correct ones for my car that I've already sanded and painted and cleaned up. Anyway, guys, that's parts part 2. Part 2 of parts part 2, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna get to work. Got a little bit of crap I want to do. Thanks for watching.